option and the option skill here.
Interesting.
And when I give you an example of Orion education, you can see this implied volatility very high here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is with a huge plunge.
Oh. But does the two thing happen concurrently, or does the implied volatility drop raise before the price start dropping?
The implied volatility is leading indicator.
Okay, so we can essentially use implied volatility as a kind of like a alert to say
alert, right?
Okay, nice.
Right. This is and you can see since the volatility has the property of mean reversion,
Mm-hmm.
after it hits the peak, it will slowly decrease.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a common gap, right?
Right. And we can also see the skill here.
Oh, nice.
What is skill? Skill is the difference between put option implied volatility and call implied volatility. If the skill is positive, it means that the put is it means the put implied volatility is much more higher, and the market wants to buy put rather than call because they want to hedge their risk. They think the market thinks there is a huge risk.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so they want to buy the put, and the put, the price of put will increase.
Okay.
And yeah,
and then I remember the like 2 summers ago when we were doing this together. I think I mentioned like put and call ratio. Do you think that also could be an indicator of how the trend is gonna go? Because that is basically a sentimental value based on the movement, right? If people are heavily putting or heavily calling.
yes.
Okay.
We can also get the data here.
Oh.
We didn't need that because here we have the here we have the put call difference.
Oh, nice.
This is free. This is free. It won't cost you.
And how do we get that data into our code? Should we try to web scrape it, or?
You can just hard code it, or you can.
We just download it because I see a button.
Yes. But I'm not sure if you can directly download it. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like we need to buy something.
Okay.
You don't need to buy that because you can just take the data. You won't need all of them. You just need the data,
1 point.
The data near the falling knife you identified.
So we probably have to web scrape it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Okay. And let me see, we have implied volatility smile. Yeah, we have that, but not many data here.
Okay. does the rest of the team want to kind of just do an update and like see what you have done for the past 2 weeks? Because I'm
Yes,
talking
please.
to
Yeah.
Professor Connors on Monday, and I will make a big progress by then. But so far, besides the strategy, Hua, nothing else has changed. And when do you want to start?
I'm looking into some models that might be fit for this project. I'm looking at LSTM right now, and this is a lot of people using this model to like predict the price of stock. And I'm also looking into machine learning, and some people said that machine learning is not very like efficient or very suitable for stock market, because this market is so it's not very rational. So using machine learning, like if this stock price increase in yesterday, and machine learning will just think that this price will still go on. However, in the reality, this is not very likely, like it's not reasonable. So I think because we're doing a dashboard at the end of this project, so I think maybe we can just using more models to predict these stock prices, and then we can give us our recommendation, like we think this model is the best. But if you insist to using machine learning, there's a result of what the prediction is using machine learning. So
I think that's a really good point. I didn't really think about that, because the whole point when we started saying we're going to use machine learning or decision tree was based on, because we have so many factors, so it might be easier that way. But I didn't really consider the part where how the market is irrational. So Hua, what do you think about that?
I think it's also a direction. I think maybe. Oh, and I think just as I mentioned before, when you talk, when you discuss with Professor Connor, and just let me see here.
I have an input on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So with machine learning, I mean, you use machine learning for everything. It's not just stock price movement. We're using it for Bitcoin Ethereum project. So everywhere in finance, machine learning is used. I understand the stock market is it's a lot more sentimental, and it's difficult to capture sentiments on a machine learning algorithm. But if you see decision trees, they kind of try to encapsulate the chance outcomes. They try to encapsulate the probability of an event and how would those things lead, because again, stock market prices are kind of it's a probability event. So decision trees kind of tell you that what is the probability, or it comes closest to the probability of an event happening. So so it's so decision trees will be using probability and chance outcomes in any which way, and so does I think a lot of the machine learning models. So
so you're saying that like by using machine learning, like the model will kind of have a small chance of like random events happening, and it's already accounted for the calculation, so we don't have to worry about like random events.
We don't know, obviously. I mean, I'm not sure about the accuracy of events, but the models, a lot of the models take into account randomness of events, and the stock market being a chance event, being not really a chance event, like stock market prices rallying in a certain direction obviously has a lot of precursor events leading to prior events leading to the rally of prices. But machine learning is not really it's not like you cannot not capture the randomness of a market. The very reason that you're studying stochastic calculus or random modeling is to kind of make sure that we account for the randomness of the model. So
And I was just wondering one thing, Hua.
Yes.
So, because you were talking about implied volatility, and last time we talked, you said that instead of having all the distribution, like because right now we're only targeting 30 stocks, instead of having 30 different distribution, you want a joint distribution just so it also ties to the market. I was wondering, can we, when we're trying to build the Monte Carlo simulation, can we use VIX as a indicator of the risk? We're using the whole market risk as a risk.
Right. This is VIX is a factor we used before because because VIX can measure the whole market sentiment. You know when VIX peaks, the market
Everything goes down. Yeah.
the market is in fear. That you need to notice that when the market is slowly going down, the VIX does not necessarily increase.
Oh.
For example, if the market is act like this,
Mm-hmm.
the VIX will surge.
Right.
However, if the market is like this,
Mm-hmm.
the VIX may also decrease.
But VIX, I guess VIX is measuring the I guess like the sentiments of bear and the bull market. But what is the explanation when it slowly decrease, the VIX does not increase but also decrease?
Do you know how VIX is calculated?
Not in detail.
It's a weighted average of out of the money put of the whole market.
Oh, okay.
It's the weighted average of implied volatility of the out of money put of the whole market. For example, the SPY VIX is the out money put implied volatility of S&P 500.
Right.
So when the market participants want to hedge their risk, they buy put option, and then it will push the put price up, so the VIX surges.
Okay. So
However,
because
however,
you're talking about, sorry, because you're talking about out of money put, so people has to put I guess people has to make the action of the out of money put before the price actually goes down. So VIX surge could be, so VIX surging or going down, the event happens before the actual S&P or actual stock going up or down, right?
this is why I said VIX is sometimes a leading indicator.
Okay, nice.
Because it reflects the opinions of the market participants. But sometimes you need to notice that when the market is slowly going down, the VIX is also going down because the market participants don't need so many put option to hedge their risk.
Or maybe they're covering their position.
Right.
Okay.
I can give you an example here. I think I can find a way to compare the SPY and
Use use the Yahoo Finance.
okay, great.
Yeah, use Yahoo Finance, and then you can bring the VIX and SPY at the same time. Yeah, and then go to full screen. Yeah, and then comparison on the left side. I think SPX might work. Oh yeah, nice. I think if you draw to kind of like YTD or 6 months, it might show a little bit better.
Yeah, you can see here
Right.
is they are in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
SPI S&P 500 index is decreasing and VIX is also decreasing.
Okay.
But sometimes it's just for a short time.
Yeah, but if you like, just from a technical standpoint, if you go, you moved it a little. So, like for example, if you look at October 14, sorry, yeah, October. Where did it go?
Which year?
22 October.
22.
Yeah, just right here. 21 October, sorry. Yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
So you see the VIX is decreasing, but also the S&P is also decreasing.
Decreasing, yes.
I was just saying that if you just look 3 months before, that is I guess that is a support in like August. So like August and October, the price is like very similar. And I was just wondering, because the VIX went up and then go down in October, probably people are just covering their position and not really, I guess, like panic selling per se.
Right. When the market is in panic or it has to react from a shock, in the beginning, the whole market is in fear and they are very crowded. They go to buy put option and then it push the put price up and then the VIX surges. However, when they cover their positions,
right,
although the index may continue to go down, the VIX is actually decreasing.
Okay. I see.
And as I mentioned, if you go to Professor Connors, for example, we have 2 stocks and you want to simulate the giant distribution, and you have the for example, the marginal distribution of stock 1 and marginal distribution of stock 2. You need to use a Coppola. This Coppola is varying. Sometimes it's Clayton, sometimes it's Gaussian,
Mhm.
to stick the two marginal distribution to a joint distribution. This is two-dimensional.
Okay.
So this is what I mentioned before, but I don't think this is easy because you have, say, 30 stocks, and you need to create a 30-dimension joint distribution. But you can discuss with Professor Connors.
Okay.
And let's go back to implied volatility. I think this is a very good leading indicator, which can be used as a factor. For example, if you try like this, the date, and then falling knife, and then you can use the implied volatility here. For example, the implied volatility 3 days or 1 week before the falling knife or after the falling knife. You use this as a factor. And then you can also use a skew, option skew, or call put option ratio, call put option ratio.
Hi, Professor Zero.
And the other factors.
Well, we're almost done here. We have Wa. Okay, Rodrigo is joining. Hey, guys,